Okay, the regular meeting of the Morgantown Utility Board on February 14th will come to order. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, happy Valentine's
Happy
Day.
Valentine's.
Just where you want to be on Valentine's Day.
Yes, Amy said she would like to be part of executive.
Yes, thank you, Amy. All right, hurry up. Okay, hopefully it's a short meeting. All right, approval of the minutes.
I motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of January 24th, 2023 as submitted.
Okay,
Second. I second.
all right. Any corrections or? No. All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Aye. Aye.
Motion carries. Tom's with us tonight, and it's a little slow in getting his response to us, so. I think you were saying affirmative, Tom, for the minutes?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, the public portion, do we have no one visiting? Do we have any letters?
No.
No, nothing there? Okay, new business.
Okay, first we have our annual stone contract bid. Our bids were opened on January the 25th. Greer Limestone Company was the low bidder in the amount of $272,950. The bid tab is in your packet. We recommend to accept Greer's bid.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
And I would move to approve the annual stone contract to Greer.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Any questions?
I second. I second.
All right, there's been a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? No, none opposed. Motion carries. Almonds Ferry Road.
Okay, we have a sanitary sewer force main bid. This project is for the installation of approximately 430 feet of 3-inch HDPE pipe and other related appurtenances for providing sanitary sewer service. And we had the bid from Snyder and Sons in the amount of $43,000, and we recommend it be approved.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion to approve the sanitary sewer force main bid submitted by Snyder and Sons LLC in the amount of $43,000.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Do I need any information? Okay, not? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carries.
Okay, we have the open bids for the South Park number 1 water storage tank painting bid. South Park number 1 tank is a 2 million gallon water tank. It's approximately 30 feet tall and 108 feet in diameter. The bid tabs are in your packet, and we recommend to the board that you accept the bid from M&A Coatings LLC in the amount of $486,500.
Okay, may I have a motion?
I motion to approve the South Park number 1 storage tank paint bidding submitted by M&A Coatings in the amount of $486,500.
Okay, the second?
Second. Second.
Discussion. Questions and discussion.
That's just, being new, that's an unbelievable amount of money to paint a tank.
It is, isn't it?
It is a big tank, and the as you can see from your bid tabs, the high bid was $788,000.
Yeah.
So it is an expensive endeavor, but is very important to keep those tanks painted, to keep them in good condition.
How frequently do we do that?
I really don't know when the last time that tank was painted. It may not have been painted since it was constructed. I'm not exactly sure. Each tank tanks are evaluated annually, and we put them on a list of priority of when to paint. Last year it was South Park High Tank is one we painted. It looked very bad. And so this will be, you can see right along Dorsey Avenue, the 2 tanks.
Yeah.
The one tank is nice and Kelly Green, and the other one not so much.
Okay, I was gonna ask if those were the tapes.
And so that, yes, that is the one that doesn't look very nice.
Okay, any other discussion?
Thanks.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed likewise. Motion carries. The vacuum truck bid.
The vacuum truck bid. Okay, so we did receive bids from FIDA Freightliner out of Pittsburgh in the amount of $616,615, and a bid from West Virginia Tractor Company in the amount of $525,500. Staff had the opportunity to meet with both bidders and see trucks similar to what was bid. After reviewing both bids and inspecting the vacuum trucks from both companies, staff is of the opinion the bid from West Virginia Tractor Company failed to meet the required specifications in several significant areas, and that the bid from FIDA matches the bid specifications more closely and recommends acceptance of its bid.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I'll motion to approve the vacuum truck bid submitted by FIDA Freightliner Pittsburgh in the amount of $616,615.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Discussion.
Yeah, do we need to do anything to officially throw out the bid from the other bidder to show that they weren't responsive?
It's not necessary to actually to have something
Okay.
official throwing it out.
And state of West Virginia is considered, we take the lowest and most responsive bid.
Correct.
Okay.
And essentially that being what meets the spec
Specs,
most closely.
Yeah,
And
you-
the one truck simply missed on several different areas.
That seems, sounds like we have a sole source here.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the vacuum truck bid, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Likewise, motion carries. The city of Westover.
Okay, as everyone knows, the city of Westover has approached MUB to discuss the idea of MUB acquiring their sanitary sewer system and their stormwater sewer system. So in response, we have developed a list of questions. We've requested certain records from Westover to begin the evaluation and due diligence process. So Westover has submitted some questions to us as well. And so we have responded to those, and so we will be working on going back and forth and keeping the process moving. And once we feel that we have enough data to come back to the board for a recommendation, we will do so. But we will keep the board informed as the process goes along.
Okay.
Will this process be able to go concurrent with the work that they're trying to perform on Holland Road?
Yes, they will keep moving forward with
Regardless.
with their projects. Yes.
Okay. Anything else under new business?
No, that's all I have this evening.
Okay, under old business, Pocono Run.
Okay, the Upper Pocono Sanitary and Stream Restoration Project, we held our first meeting on January 26th. I believe it was a great success. We had approximately 30 residents attend the meeting. E.L. Robinson was there along with All-Star Ecology. They went through the project details. I felt like they did a very thorough job explaining the project, and I felt like the public was very responsive and engaged. And so right now we're just moving forward. Rich, if you have any comments you'd like to add?
Yeah, so we're at the time of the meeting, we were at 50% drawings, so 50% through the design. We're expected, the next submittal is 75% drawings, and we expect that to occur sometime in April. We have a progress meeting with them tomorrow to kind of just see where they are, but we don't expect anything until into April.
I'm having difficulty hearing Rick.
Sorry, Tom.
75%, give him the 75%.
Tom, I was just saying that the next submittal that we're expecting from EL are the 75% complete submittals sometime in April.
Okay. It was a good meeting. It really was. Everybody was engaged. everybody, I was pleased because the people who were making the presentations were very familiar with the area and could respond to the citizens when they had comments. And so it was obviously a much better interchange of information and a comfort level. So everybody's excited about getting this project done. That's all I can say. They know it's going to be a lot of work and a lot of mess. And I thought your comments were well received. It's going to be a mess. Everybody's going to have to experience backyards being torn up and all kinds of things like that. But that's the way it has to be. And people understand that. So all good. All right, Westridge.
Okay, there is more activity out in the West Ridge area, which is, I think, exciting. I think there are more discussions of business development. As you know, we've been going back and forth on the project about getting the funding solidified. The Monongalia County Commission has proposed a 1/3 cost share between the County Commission, MUB, and the West Ridge developers. The total project cost is estimated, and this is water and sewer, at $14,063,000, less the grants from WDA, which is $3 million total, which leaves each entity contributing $3,667 rather. MUB has already committed $3,590,000, so that would leave MUB with an additional contribution of approximately $78,000 to move the project. I think it's an excellent plan and to move forward, and it's everyone is sharing, and I think the returns will be excellent in the future, and it's strong economic development in the area.
Mm-hmm. Okay. May I have a motion on this?
I move to approve the project funding plan proposed by the Montague County Commission, wherein the commission, the Morgantown Utility Board, and Westridge will each contribute $3,687,667 to the Westridge Chaplain Hill water and sewer projects.
Okay, do I have a second?
I second.
Okay, now discussion.
I'm grateful that there is the state has found some way to take a role in this as well, and to help move forward with this, because this is definitely a way to open up the county west of I-79 to more and more development that we're seeing out there, and continue to see growth in the community, and hopefully more homes in the community and businesses in the community. Thank you for your leadership on this.
Any other comments? If not, we have a motion on the floor. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Brownfields.
Okay, just an update. Our consultant, Greenbrier Environmental Group, they're working on the quality assurance plan that's required by EPA. So that's in progress now.
Okay. Flood control.
Okay, flood control study. We did learn today that the West Virginia Division of Highways has decided not to participate in the next phase. We're still waiting on WVU to let us know their thoughts about participating, and so we will update the board once we get that information and see what Plan B may look like. But we just got that earlier today, and so we really haven't had much time to digest it.
And if you recall, this board kind of initiated this this process to bring everybody together and try to resolve or help mitigate the future issues that we may have, that we experienced last year twice out in Suncrest area. And so it's a bit disappointing that we haven't been able to do that yet, but we'll keep working on it.
Yes.
Okay. Copen Creek Reservoir.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just turn this one over to Rich to give the board an update on.
Yeah, great. So we are, as everyone knows, in the filling process of the reservoir. We're about 50% done water height wise and about a quarter done volume wise. And right now we've just began the next, as I mentioned last time, there's a 7 day hold, and then you fill for for 7 days and a hold. And we're in a filling process right now. It's a little slow because there's no rain, and so it is what it is. We still have to continue to put water in the stream, obviously, and so we're at the mercy of Mother Nature now, but we are continuing the fill process. So,
Good.
yep.
It's exciting. It is exciting. I can't wait. All right. Office.
Okay, we were going to try to schedule a meeting last week, but unfortunately, I had to reschedule the end of my week, and we were unable to put that meeting together. And Rich will be reaching out to them to try to schedule another meeting next week.
Okay. This is with the architect.
Yes, with
Yeah.
the architect, on the architects.
All right. Cheat Lake. Tom, are you paying attention up there? Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. All right.
The mayor of Cheat Lake. So we're finalizing our review of the preliminary engineering report, and we think that well, we expect that Strand will have their presentation and a contract ready for the board's approval at the next board meeting, March 14th. Just remember that will be held at the Cranberry Hotel out at Cheat Lake, which is across from Tropics. And so we're looking forward to their presentation, and I think we'll be ready to move this project forward.
Great.
Will
Great.
that meeting be held at 5:30, our normal meeting time?
Yes.
Okay. Bring all your friends, Tom. Definitely. Okay. Pump house.
Excuse me. We are finalizing the scope of work for the project, and I wanted to let the board know that in the pump house, what we've also wanted to do with Strand is have them do expand their hydraulic modeling of the MUB's distribution system. It was localized more to the treatment facility, but we want to get a better overall view of our distribution. It hasn't been done for a number of years, and we are having some issues. We experience issues from the Saberton area out to Masontown when we get very cold events, weather events, as well as the hot summer. And so we think it's prudent to go ahead and include that in their scope of work and have them make some recommendations to us on what we can do to rectify those issues.
Okay. So we've expanded the scope of work. All right. Long-term care plan.
So,
Long-term control plan, not care. I'm getting at my healthcare experience in there. Okay.
we'll all be there one day.
Yeah, we will.
So, since Scott Stearns and will be here on the 14th, they'll be able to give us a really nice update on the progress on the long-term control plan and their modeling of the CSOs.
Oh, good.
So,
Okay.
Rich, do you have anything you want to add to any of those?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Hopefully Scott, it's going to be a good meeting because Scott can, he's maybe not the lead in all of these, but manages all three of those projects, and so he's going to be able to give us great updates on all three of those.
And that's
at
at
the next
that meeting that we're having at the Cranberry Hotel at Cheat Lake next month.
Yes.
Okay. All right. General manager, you've got the report now.
Okay. So the White Park sewer line replacement project, I tell you what, I'm just going to turn my report over to Rich because he's gotten the most recent updates today on our progress.
Sure. Well, I think Joey McDonald, who's our superintendent of maintenance and construction, and his staff are doing a great job. We're making really good progress down there. So far, we've installed about 970 linear feet of sewer pipe and 7 manholes. So that's gravity sewer. We only had about 1,000 feet and 8 manholes. So we're very close to being done with the gravity portion of the project. We haven't done the tie-ins, at the end up above University Motors. And there's another tie-in where the line comes down from the old Morgantown Mall that we have to tie together. And then there's a couple hundred feet of force main that's gonna get replaced as well. So we still have a little bit to do, but man, a really great progress, and things are going really good down there. They're working really hard.
Mhm. Yes, they are. It's a lot of fun. Okay, rule changes.
Well, the Public Service Commission has moved forward with the proposed rules changes to the water and sewer main extension rules. So they will become effective on March the 27th. The commission did reject our suggestions that the rules include factors to be considered when evaluating the denial of an alternate main extension agreement. Those future complaints following a denial, they will be considered on a case-by-case basis by the commission. The commission also rejected the City of Clarksburg Water Board's request that the new rule only apply to utilities with less than 4,500 customers and $3 million in revenue. So we are considered a locally regulated utility, and so that the commission is saying that they feel that they have jurisdiction no matter if you're locally regulated or regulated by the commission. And I'll let Jeff jump in if you have anything you'd like to add. And
What does this mean to us, Jeff?
So historically, we've always, when we get a request for a water sewer extension, we do the work. We do the engineering, we do the construction. We have engineers and staff, we have construction personnel to do that work.
I can't
But
hear
this-
Jeff.
get the microphone.
A little closer.
I'll
yeah.
get a little closer, Tom, how's that?
Okay.
So, what this rule now says is that when a customer requests a sewer or water extension, they can request the alternate agreement, which they would do, customer would do the engineering, customer would do the construction. When MUB was formed, that was a problem. MUB was formed to address that problem because developers were not constructing, especially sewer facilities, up to our standards. But what the new rule will require is that we, quote unquote, consider the alternate request. And if we deny the request, we have to give a detailed description why. And then the customer can file a complaint with the PSC to compel us, to try to compel us to do the alternate agreement.
Now, this isn't just for MUB. This is a statewide.
This would be, yes, this would be statewide, but it's most impactful to MUB because we do all of our own extension work. There are very few other utilities that do that.
They contract it out.
Right.
Does this preclude MUB from having an inspector on site and the decision as to whether or not to accept the sewer and water lines as constructed?
So the rule is that there would have to be what's called an alternate mainline extension agreement signed by the parties and approved by the commission. Typically, those agreements provide for having an inspector on site.
Mhm.
Now, again, we're getting into some new territory, but we would think that the commission would approve an agreement
I would
that
sure
that
hope so.
included that provision.
Yeah, I know that's where in West Lafayette, we didn't have water. We were just wastewater utility. And we did all the contracting, but we had our inspectors on site and from time to time took developers to task when they did not meet our standards up to and including the point where they had to excavate and relay pipe.
Yep. And it's very important because once construction is completed, we own it.
Mhm.
Even if the
There's not an
customer-
there's not an acceptance process. Once it's done, it's done.
Again, that would be part of the contract process is we're overseeing it, we're inspecting it, and at the end of the process, hopefully we approve it, but it's going to become ours.
Yeah, right,
With the requirement that we maintain it.
right.
So do we set the specifications or the developer sets the specifications?
We should be able to set the specifications.
Okay. So that the work would meet our needs as far as you know, the quality.
Again, theoretically, yeah, we
Okay.
haven't gone down that path yet, but
Okay.
we would think
That's
the
the
PSC
fear.
would.
The
Support.
concern is that happens,
Right.
since we're going to be taking it over.
Yeah, I would hope they wouldn't be undersizing it or using less than optimal materials. That should all be part of the game.
That'll all be in MUB specifications, and of course, you know, the health department has regulations for the design of water and wastewater systems, you know, which we follow, and so those will be part of it, as well as, and to get back to something a moment ago, there will be a warranty requirement of at least a year.
Okay.
Jeff, you mentioned that there aren't many municipalities that do what we do. Like, just curious, what other areas in the state do the oversight or do it
I
themselves?
think might be better.
I'm not sure that I know who all does it themselves. In the last utility I worked for, we did them all alternate main extensions, and we had success with it. You know, the engineers were very local. Very seldom did people come in from really outside of the county. Just a handful of times, and the developers and contractors were all local, so it worked well. The big thing too to note is that there will be, the alternate main extension does not provide for reimbursements. So the reimbursements that developers receive today, those would be off the table.
I have a question. Will the ultimate arrangement contracts have to be approved by the board?
Did you say by the board, our board?
Yes, will they have to be approved by the board?
You know, I would think that we would approve the form of the contract, and then we just reuse them over and over and over if we had to. But it's, you know, I mean, I can say right now, it's not our intention to change our business model. You know, we have a very successful business model, and I think as Jeff pointed out very correctly, the reason MUB exists is because of the work that had taken place and the problems that came along with it, and so we intend to do business as we've always done. But if the commission sees things differently, we'll address it when it occurs.
Are we making contingency plans for the thought that the way we do business might in fact be changing?
You know, we always think ahead, I think is the best way to say. Yes. We think about it, the future and what it holds. Now, what I'll tell you is, you know, we do have a workforce. They do a lot of that work, and every day, and sometimes we get so busy, we even hire contractors. I mean, it would that's not foreign to us to keep everything on schedule, and it has worked well. So we're always planning ahead.
Okay, change is inevitable, I guess. All right, so much for the update. Is there any discussion from any of the board members? Any issues you'd like to bring forward?
No.
No? Not at this time?
I'd like to thank Mike for sending some guys out to look at the other issue from I'm not sure what you call it in some
Burroughs Run lift station.
lift station, yeah.
Yes.
See, that gets on the radar for future renovation upgrades.
Yeah, what Dave's referring to, the Burroughs Run lift station. Every now and then there's you'll have a bit of an odor,
Mm-hmm.
which does occur in our business. And we were talking, you know, about it, and we could have Strand take a look at that a little closer. That station, I think, is about 35 years old, and so it is probably time to take a good look anyway. You know, what could be considered. You know, for every fix, there's sometimes some things that you don't like about the fix, like odor control. Sometimes you have some noise issues.
Right,
So,
right.
you know, it's sometimes there's those trade-offs that go on. So, but we can definitely when have Strand look at that as they're looking at Cheat Lake as well.
Okay. Anyone else? If not, meeting's adjourned.
Except for Amy.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. Amy does have to stay behind. doesn't
Just to stay late.
she?
Thank you, Tom.
Yes, thanks, Tom.
So long, I'll be at the next